Now, another reason why women cheat is because they feel that love is nothing but a transaction. Now, this is a very bleak view of the world. This world view is usually adopted by people who grew up in an environment where I don't know, where love is a transaction. Maybe their parents' marriage is like that. Now, I'm not saying that everyone who grew up in that environment is like that. I know a lot of people who grew up like that, but they believe that there is true love, that the problem with their parents' marriage is not this, and that they can find someone where love is not just a transaction. But the sad truth is that in this world, a lot of times love is just a transaction. Maybe the guy just wants to start a family, so he just will find whoever that is wants to start a family with him, but he doesn't really love that person. Some girls just want to be with the guy for the money, right? Because they grew up poor, or they felt that there's no true love anyway, so might as well just marry a rich guy, right? If I get divorced, I get half his money, that's great, I don't care, right? And that's also why sugar daddies and sugar babies exist. But at least that relationship is clear cut that it is a transaction. But there are also a lot of cases where it's not that kind of relationship, but the nature of it is that it is a transaction. Now, if that is the case, if there is someone richer, for a girl or a woman that thinks that love is just a transaction, right? If someone richer appears, then naturally you will go to the higher bidder, isn't it? It's just business, it's just a transaction.
Thank you so much for listening. But before we continue, do you have a friend who is still single? Get them to scan this QR code with Wowwwz so they can get introduced to the love of their lives today. Just type WOWWZ and you can find us on the App Store or Play Store. You can change their lives today. So please, share this with them. It's free. Links and details can also be found in the description below. Thank you.
If, how to say it? Yeah. So, if a woman feels that love is nothing but a transaction, the likelihood of her cheating is pretty high, because there will always be someone who is better, who is richer, and when the opportunity arises, or when consideration, that means the goods are not there anymore, whatever you marry that guy or be with that guy for is not there. Maybe he lost his business, or he lost a lot of money in the stock market, I don't know, right? When that transaction is not there anymore, then the transaction stops and your relationship breaks down. Now, if you are a guy and you are okay being this kind of relationships, then you also need to be prepared of what might happen, because it is a transaction. So some women who think that love is just a transaction will cheat because maybe they found a higher bidder, or the conditions for that transaction to happen is no longer there. So that is also something that's pretty sad, but actually happens in real life, and is one of the many reasons why women cheat too. Alright?
Thank you so much for tuning in. Do you agree on what I've just shared? If you have any thoughts or interesting stories to tell me, do let me know by leaving a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. The love of your life is probably your friend's friend right now, and we can introduce you to the 60,000 single guys or 60,000 single girls in your extended network through this graph that we have built. So if you are single or know anyone who's single, do share this with them and get them to scan this QR code right here to meet other amazing single people in KL. Or if you're in Singapore, you can scan this one. You can also scan the QR codes in the descriptions below to meet other working professionals, students, lawyers, accountants, and people who like the same things and think the same way as you. Lastly, remember to like, share, and subscribe so more people can find true love. Alright? If you want to know why I've dedicated the past 10 years of my life trying to build an app that can help everyone find true love, you can watch this video right here. Or read about my 10-year startup journey in the links below. Subscribe, and someone will meet the love of their lives today.